and like the treatment part of the room where we are utilizing these like exosomes from calf cord bloods to make the cells younger on the patient. So these are the devices we are using.
Okay, great. So yeah, you're looking like a yeah.
I look like the patient.
Yeah, I look like you put yourself in the patient's shoes, right?
Exactly.
That's great. That's a very good perspective. So let's talk about what's the uniqueness of this place. What makes here unique compared to other longevity center institution worldwide?
Actually, very simple and very clear. Most of the longevity centers in general are focused on the kind of screening of the situation. Yeah. So what they do is like they take your blood and then they assess you and they say, okay, you have these problems, and that's it. Now go and do whatever you want with that. Whereas one of the very few longevity centers which is created and like built by doctors themselves, we are more treatment focused. So where the road ends with other regenerative or like in longevity institutes, our job actually starts. Basically what we do, we not only take the patient and make a screening and assess or take a screenshot of the situation, and that's where people stop. What we do then is like we take that screenshot and say, okay guys, now what we need to do from external perspective, we have to do this, and we have the devices, we have the doctors to do that. So we directly implement those treatments. Or from inside out, you have these problems, and in order to sort out these problems, we can do biohacking treatments. Also, we can utilize some cellular treatments. We are very much treatment focused, unlike other centers. That's one difference. The other difference is this is the only like global longevity institute, because all the doctors' clinic in Geneva, San Diego, Denver, wherever you want, in Japan, all these centers are connected to one center where all the assessments done centrally. The treatments are done in different satellites, whereas the assessment is centralized, which is making it very easy to maneuver and like much more affordable. Not everyone can have their own longevity stuff and genetic engineering. So we are sharing that.
Of course.
And the third one is because of the nature created by these like different regenerative experts, we have a huge know-how to share with our patients. So these are basically the differences.
Wow. So yeah, it sounds very medical directed, right?
It is a very I mean that's a good point. We are not a wellness center. We are a hardcore medical regenerative boot camp.
Means it's evidence based.
It is evidence based. It is treatment oriented. It is solution oriented.
Yeah. So it's like you have great medical team here. So people will feel safe and reliable, right?
100%. We are based in Corinthia Hotel in London. It is probably the best hotel in London. And if the patients want to rest and have like relax, they are welcome in the spa part. But if they want to stay younger, it's our job.
So you got a very nice facility. Yeah, I it's my first time here, but I really enjoy here. Very elegant hotel.
Yeah, it's a very
popular,
old, very traditional British hotel with an amazing team. Again, leadership team, and probably the largest spa in London. We have 4 levels, 4 floors of spa downstairs, where we are working together.
And you've got many awards, like I see that, like award trophies everywhere. It's a great team, and the location is perfect. It's right walking distance to
every touristic location.
Yes. So you got the best location, the best institution, right, and the best medical team. So I think it's one of the best place to come in London or England, right? UK. So
and here you can get really the treatments which you can't get anywhere else. Like for example, these exosome treatments. You know, there are many things coming out, and nobody knows whether they are right or not, whether the sources of the treatments are safe whatsoever. So we are privileged to have our own sources of treatments. For example, when we are utilizing exosomes, exosomes are youth messengers taken from young tissue. We are producing our own exosomes. So literally we collect calf cord blood, which is a waste material. We isolate our exosomes ourselves. We bioengineer them for different purposes. So we have different bioengineered exosomes for skin to make skin cells younger. We have dedicated exosomes, engineered exosomes for hair. And we are 100% sure that we are using and utilizing the best products ever. For example, here what we are using is like, we are using this Morphia, which is a globally sold brand of
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Morphia. Okay.
Yeah. And this is what we use in the clinic to be used with laser devices and like derma-rolled or microneedled into the skin. But this is not enough. Once we do this, usually the patients go. Okay, and the treatment is done. What we do is like we do this and then continue at home. We give them these like topical creams, which the patients continue getting the treatment. So instead of like having a 20 minutes treatment of exosome, the patient gets 20 minutes plus 2 weeks. Of course, the result is it's much different.
Yeah.
So that's another advantage. We are using the best sources ever. Imagine a restaurant where they are growing their own vegetables. And,
like farm to table.
Exactly.
And you are very
we are sort of like a farm to table.
Same concept. Very unique. Yeah, very interesting. So like wow, it's amazing. It's a very impressive approach.
We are doing our best to be at the very front of this race, I would say.
Yeah, agree. Wow, oh, impressive. So, from your own personal and professional experience, would you give some advice to our audience how to aging well and keep young?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, everything you follow, you can control and change. So screening and like continuously checking up what's going on with your body is crucial. So what we always advise is to have like continuous checkups, not only normal checkups, but doing these like longevity checkups. We call them epigenetic tests, to take a screenshot of your body right now, how it works, and then accordingly to, you know, make the small manipulations about, okay, this is slightly higher, put it down, this is slightly lower, put it up. So we are trying to keep the body to work like a Swiss clock. That's something what we have to keep in mind. So we have to continuously check ourselves. We have to stress ourselves. Unlike people saying, you know, like don't stress yourself, what? You have to stress yourself. So controlled stress is the major trigger to keep your like survival circuits open. Meaning, for example, downstairs we have a hyperbaric chamber where we give a lot of high pressure oxygen. Then we take the patients out and we put them into hypoxia, very low oxygen, stress. We put them into cryo chambers, extreme cold. Then we put them into extreme hot, stress. We give them a lot of nutrients and then we let them like stay hungry for a very long time, intermittent fasting, stress. So these are the controlled stress which keep people young, for example. That's the second thing. The third thing, absolutely sleep. So minimum 7 hours, I would say, if we can, is amazing. And we know the disease starts at the point where you are weak and sleepless. So as long as you can keep yourself always on the tide, nothing will happen. So these are kind of like the basics.
Yeah, but it's important though, right?
Yeah. And of course supplements, but taking supplements out of like your gut feeling is definitely not a right thing to do. It's like flying your plane without any compass. So you have to know what is going on with your body, and accordingly you have to get your personalized supplements as well.
Yeah, so you have to be careful what to do, what not to do, right? Many you have got. I think it's important to get like a medical advice from someone like you.
Definitely, because like what we don't know is when you're taking supplements, it is not only unuseful, it is detrimental. Meaning, if you take too much zinc, for example, it reduces your copper. If you take too much calcium, take your vitamin D levels go up. For example, things like that. So, using supplements blindly is not only unuseful, it is dangerous.
Yeah. Like I'm from Asian background, right? Even those herbs like we take, you need to let the doctor know, right? You need to be careful what to do, what not to do, right?
Yeah, then you have to go to an Ayurveda specialist or what is that you're doing with needles? Acupuncture specialist. Yeah, it has to be guided.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They're very good complementary therapies, but you need to be careful what to do, right? So it's good. So what would you like to give us, our audience, like one call of action or like take-home message you think is very important?
It is actually very simple. Nothing is stable. Everything is dynamic. So you are either getting grown up until the age of like 2022, or you start getting older. And getting old really starts after the age of 35. So after the age of 35, you have to start taking necessary measurements to slow down that aging process. Taking care of your body, like stopping, like too much alcohol consumption, cigarettes, whatsoever. And then slowly you have to do more and more and more. As when I was 25, I didn't need to train that much. Now I have to train much more in order to keep the same shape. That's the way how it is.
So you mean we need to start young, not until too late, right? Start young and proactive, right?
I mean, start whenever you can start.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
if you didn't start.
Yeah.
The younger, the better.
Yeah, exactly. So the longevity treatment is not like people already 60 or 70s, but the younger, the better, right?
100%. And it's not about a luxurious way of living. It is actually to stay healthy as long as possible.
And it's much easier to start younger than later, right?
Yes, and that's valid for like supplements. That's valid for surgery. That's valid for hormone replacement. All of them.
Great. Well, it was a great conversation. Very informative from you today. So thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation and coming here, by the way.
Oh, of course.
I hope you will enjoy
it. It's my pleasure. So yeah, may you're forever young. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Thank you for staying us today. We'll see you next time.